Okay. Hello. Hi. This is Esther, and welcome to my second live stream. Hello. Hi. Let me turn this is Esther. Okay, I'm still trying to make sure I'm set up. So, thank you for joining me again. I really enjoyed last week's live stream and was so happy to meet so many of you. And I can see that a lot of you have joined me again today. So, thank you so much. I just want to remind you that Robin is also here in the chat to help me out. So, hi everybody. Um, Today's video will do a basic grammar lesson. So for lesson number 1, we'll do present tense, simple present tense. And it will be a brief lesson, so I will not go into too much detail today, okay? So let's see who's here. Hi, Adelb and Jenabu Diallo. Hi. Prakar, thank you so much for joining. Feni, hi. Ziad, thank you for being here. Lily, hi. Mohammed, how are you? All right. Jota, thank you for joining us today. UK Android, it looks like you guys all know each other. All right. Do Tanson, thank you for joining. And I see a lot more names. Wilson, Alonzo, Hiraldo, Kitian. Hi. Win, thank you for coming. Ahmad, Akim, Kiramat. Wow, so many people. How are you guys doing? Thank you again for coming and joining our live stream here. Hi, Fred. Okay, so I just wanted to start by first saying again, thank you so much for your support. And um, as you might know, Robin and I are working hard to build this channel together, and it needs your support to keep going. So please check out the links in the description in order to support us. And thank you again for your love and support. Okay, so let's get started with grammar. Are you guys excited? All right, we're starting with I'm sorry. We're starting with the simple present tense. Okay? I wonder, you guys probably know a lot of this, but I do, if you don't or if you do, that's okay. I just want to kind of go over it and make sure that you guys are aware of the basics. All right. Okay, and yeah, Luis Gonzalez, you are not late. You are right on time. Again, thank you everybody for being here today. Um, and please let me know if the mic is too quiet, if my voice is too quiet. You guys gave me some good feedback last time. All right. So here is my plan for today's lesson. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep hitting. Okay, here is today's lesson plan. So first, we will do the lesson. We will go over some practice questions. We'll do a very simple test to see how much you've learned, and then we'll go over some questions that you may have for me. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. Yes, Ziad, you're right. This will be basic, very basic. Okay, thank you, Sheila. All right. So you use the simple present. Well, let's look at the rules first and then we can go over it. So we use the present simple tense for one, a routine action. So something that you do regularly, maybe every day, every week, every month, something like that. So here's the example sentence. I always take a shower. Okay. Number 2, you use the present simple tense for stative verbs. Okay, so stative verbs might be unfamiliar for you. They're verbs that relate to people's thoughts, feelings, relationships, their senses, etc. So here's the example. He loves you. Number 3, the third grammar rule for present simple tense is that you use the present simple tense when you state a fact, when you are telling a fact. Okay, and Lily says I need to speak a little louder, so I'm going to get closer to the mic. Okay, so when you're giving a fact, something that's true, not an opinion, you use the present simple tense. The example, many British people drink tea. Okay, let's move on to number 4. When you quote someone, when you're telling somebody what somebody else said. Robin says he's ready to go. Okay, all right, let's see what people are thinking. Hello, I'm still getting some hellos. Okay, so Robin says he is ready to go right now. And rule number 5, when you are talking about an arranged future event, okay, a future event that will happen, that is planned, you use the present simple tense. For example, we leave for LA tonight at 10 p.m. Okay. Let me make sure. Okay, and just Chilmar, Robin should be in here. Okay, so those were the rules. Let's go ahead and move on to the next slide. All right, now we're going to move on to how to change the verb depending on the subject, who or what the sentence is about. So the present simple tense is formed by using the root verb. On this slide, we're going to use the example like. Or you have to add s to the end of the root verb. So you might change the word like to likes. So when do we do that? Okay, so take a look at the pronouns over here. Take a look at the pronouns. You see that for most of the pronouns, you just use the root verb. I like. You like. We like. And they like. However, what you'll notice is that for he, she, and it, what did we do? We added an S, just like the rule says, okay? For some verbs, you have to add an S. He likes, she likes, and it likes. All right, let me check out what people have to say. Okay, and there, Robin has commented that I will be starting with a very simple grammar rule, and then it will get more complex as we go on. And UK Android, thank you very much for clarifying that. He or she is correct. The root verb means the base form of the verb. Often that means there's no S at the end, but you'll see that it does change depending on the verb. Okay, so let's move on to the next slide. Okay, so I just taught you that for most pronouns we just use the root verb, and for some, we like he, she, and it, we add an S. However, for this slide, I'll show you that for some verbs, that is not the rule that we follow. For verbs that end in O, CH, SH, S, X, or Z, we don't add S, we add ES. Okay, so let's take a look at some example root verbs. You can see them in orange. Again, the root verb is the base form of a verb. So we see the verbs go, catch, wash, kiss, fix, and quiz. Okay, and you can see in the rule above that go ends in a O, right? We have catch, which ends in CH. Wash ends in SH. Kiss ends in S. Fix ends with a X. And the word quiz ends with a Z, right? So these are some of the verbs where we add ES for he, she, and it. He goes. She catches. It washes, and so on. What about for I or they or we? What do you guys think? Let's see if you know. Okay, well, Fanny asks a good question. Let me quickly address her question. What about if she or he is telling, oh, I'm sorry, she is telling a story? Or talking about a book, I would say use the simple present tense, talking about something that happens. And Firhantu is correct. Thank you very much. For other pronouns besides he, she, and it, such as they, we, you, and I, we would just use the root verb. Good job. All right, let's move on to the next slide. All right, here is the other rule for conjugating simple present tense. For verbs that end in a consonant plus a y, now, do you guys remember what a consonant is? Let's see. Well, a consonant is a letter in the alphabet that is not a vowel, so not A, E, I, O, U, right? So if a verb ends in a consonant and a Y, you can look at some of the examples on my right or my left. The letter Y is replaced by the suffix IES. Okay? That means we drop the Y and we add IES. Okay? So let's look at the example root verbs. We see marry, study, carry, worry, cry, try, and fly. And look at them carefully. They all end with a consonant like R, D, and L, and then a Y, right? So what we would do is for the pronouns he, she, and it, we drop the Y and add IES instead. So it would become he marries, she studies, it carries, he worries, she cries, it tries, she or it flies. Okay, I'm going to just pause here really quick and see if you guys have any questions so far. And Ziad did mention that most of these end in RY, and I would say a lot of times that's true, and you can see that in the examples. Hi, Gil. Thank you for joining us. All right, Kirama, also great job. Okay, Firhantu says, what about the word say then? Just add S in the end. That is correct because S-A-Y, you see that the letter before the Y is a vowel, not a consonant. So you only add an S. Thank you for your question. Let's move on to the next page or the next slide. Oh, and Charles, yes, it's important to remember those. It's hard, right? But it is important to know those. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. All right, here's another rule for changing the vowel for present simple tense. When a verb ends in a vowel plus Y, now remember a vowel is A, E, I, O, U. Okay, so when a verb ends with one of those letters plus a y, we just add s. And this is good because Firhantu just asked, what about say? Right? And actually, you can see right there, it says the verb say in the orange root verb column. So we see that the vowel ends in ay or oy or uy, right? In that case, we just add s, not es. So let's look at the root verb examples. We have play, pay, enjoy, say, stay, buy. Okay, so if the pronoun is he, she, or it, we should just add an s. Okay, so that's a mistake up there. It should just be an s. So plays, pays, enjoys, says, stays, and buys. No es. Just add an s if the pronoun is he, she, or it. And just another reminder, if the pronoun is I, you, we, or they, we do not add anything. We use the root verb. Again, the base verb, the base form of the verb. Okay. Moving on. All right. What do we do when you want to use the negative of the simple present tense? When you're trying to show that this person, well, I guess I'll give it away. Use do or does as an auxiliary verb, okay? Also known as a helping verb, okay? Let's see. Okay. Hi, Jenning. Thank you for joining. Okay. So when we are trying to show the negative, we use do or does in front of the verb. Okay. So look at the example on my left. I don't like. Okay. So what you do is you change the do or does to fit the pronoun. Okay. So if it's I, we use don't. I don't like. You notice for he, she, it, we use doesn't. He doesn't like. And as you can see in the red, we do not add an s or es. We use the root verb for the negative. Instead, we change or conjugate the don't or doesn't. He doesn't like. She doesn't like. It doesn't like. Okay, and then for you, we, and they, we go back to don't like. You don't like. We don't like. They don't like. Okay, let's see what people have to say. You guys are very sweet. Ziad asks, do you say fall in a trouble or fall in love? Fall in love is used commonly, but not fall in trouble. People may say get in trouble. But let's get back to the simple present tense. All right, so now it's time for some practice, okay? So I want you in the chat to tell me the correct answer. So let's look at the practice number 1 sentence. Every day I go or goes to work. So let's see what you guys think. Ziad is very fast. Okay, it seems like most people think that go is the correct answer, and that is correct. Remember that for the pronoun I, we use the root verb. Okay, so the correct answer, every day I go to work. Every day I go to work. Every day I go to work. Let's try another practice question. Okay, take a look at this practice question, and in the chat room, please tell me what you think is the correct answer. Okay, I see that most people, or everybody so far, put likes. And that is the correct answer. She likes to drive to work. Okay, can you think why that is the correct answer? Why is the answer she likes to drive to work, not like? Grace, thank you for that reminder. Don't forget to click like, haha. um, Ferrantu asks, how about she like to drive to works? That would be incorrect, Firhantu, because in this case, work is not a verb. It's a noun. It's used as a noun, almost like a place or a thing. I would say place is better. Okay, so the answer is she likes to drive to work because we use the pronoun she for the subject. And when we use he, she, or it, we usually add an S to the root verb. Remember, there are some instances where that doesn't work. In this case, likes is correct. She likes to drive to work. She likes to drive to work. She likes to drive to work. Uh-oh, I'm sorry I gave that away. Okay. He doesn't eat or doesn't eats a lot. What do you think is the correct answer? Okay, thank you guys for excusing my mistake over there. Um, it looks like everybody got it right. He doesn't eat a lot. Okay, so let's see why that is the correct answer. Here it is. Oh, Ongi is joining us. Okay, he doesn't eat a lot is the correct answer because look at the writing in red. We put eats. Remember that when we're doing the negative, we don't change the root verb. Instead, we change the does or doesn't. We change or the do or doesn't. We change the auxiliary verb instead. He doesn't eat. Now, if it was I or you, it would be don't eat. Okay? But otherwise, this is the correct answer. You guys noticed only two. Okay, so let me read it. He doesn't eat a lot. He doesn't eat a lot. He doesn't eat a lot. All right, we have a few more practice questions left. Okay, what do you think the correct answer is for question number 4? Wow, good job. Okay, it looks like a lot of people have submitted their answers. Thank you so much. And let's see if you guys are correct. Let's move down. Okay, good job. So why is it watches with the ES at the end? Well, the correct answer is that watch, the root verb, ends with a CH. So remember, if the verb ends with a CH, you have to add ES, not just the S. Okay, you have to add ES. So let's read the sentence. She watches TV a lot. She watches TV a lot. She watches TV a lot. Okay. Practice question number 5. Please read the sentence carefully and tell me, what do you think is the correct answer? Okay. Hi, Jefferson from Brazil. Thank you for joining. I see a lot of people have answered enjoy. So let's see what is the correct answer. And you guys have got it. The correct answer is enjoy. Why? Well, the pronoun is they. Remember, for the pronouns I, you, we, and they, we simply use the root verb. However, if it's he, she, or it, we often have to conjugate. But even the conjugation here is wrong anyways. Does anybody know what we should do here for the verb enjoy? Let's see. Yeah, Ferhantu says, what does enjoys with OIES even mean, right? That's not a word. Yeah, Hamada, you would spell it ENJOYS. Okay? So this spelling is wrong because we have a vowel at the end, right? O and then a Y. Remember that if the verb ends in vowel plus Y, we just add an S. So Hamada is correct. You would simply add an S to the end. And they enjoy studying English is correct. I do wonder if maybe in some countries people say enjoy to study, but I don't know. In American English, we usually do the ing when we put a verb after enjoy. So they enjoy studying English. They enjoy studying English. They enjoy studying English. It looks like some of you guys, it might be helpful to practice. So I can give you some more examples. I can say, I enjoy watching TV. She enjoys reading, right? So again, notice that after enjoy or enjoys, we put a verb that has the ing at the end. Okay. And Fenny, I just explained that usually in American English, at least, we put the verb ing after enjoy. Again, she enjoys playing the piano, something like that. Okay, we're moving on to test time. All right, these are going to be a little bit more difficult because I didn't even put the verb. Did you notice that? I want you to think about what verb you could put there. Okay? And of course, you can put maybe, several different verbs in there, but I want you to try to think of the best verb or what do you think I might have put there? Okay? So I will check your answers in the chat. Let's see what you guys think. Wow, okay. We have a lot of great answers. Okay. So, are you guys ready for the correct answer? You want to know what I put on the line? All right, let's see. So, Tong put slap, but no. That would not be very nice. In the morning, I sometimes kiss my husband on the cheek. Now, let's see. Akim put wake up. And the reason that would be wrong is because up here you could see on the cheek. This is the cheek, right? So, it's some people put that they slap their husband on the cheek, but I think a nicer thing to do is in the morning, I sometimes kiss my husband on the cheek. In the morning, I sometimes kiss my husband on the cheek. In the morning, I sometimes kiss my husband on the cheek. Okay, you ready for question number 2? All right, question 2. Here we are. So again, please write what you think is the correct answer in the chat. Okay, I'm getting a lot of, well, not a lot, but some different answers. I see kiss, I see kisses, I see kiss back, or even kisses back. All right. So this one is a little more challenging. When I kiss him on the cheek, sometimes he blank my cheek too. Let's look at the correct answer. All right. The correct answer is kisses. When I kiss him on the cheek, sometimes he kisses my cheek too. So we used kisses because kiss, K-I-S-S, ends in an S, right? Remember, when the verb ends in S, we add ES for the pronouns he, she, and it. And as you can see, the pronoun is he. So we have to add ES. Now, why is it not kisses back, right? Some of you wrote that, kisses back. Well, you can see the word here too. And that implies that he kisses me back. So we don't have to say it 2 times. And I guess it wouldn't be common to say kisses back. You might maybe say kisses me back. But again, we don't need that because we have the 2 up here. Great job. And UK Android says, we use kisses to strengthen the husband-wife relationship. That's great to hear. All right, let's move on to the next question. All right, test question number 3. My brother blank the dishes every night. Please tell me what you think is the correct answer. Okay. So I see a few different answers. I see do and does, wash, washes. I also saw breaks the dishes every night. Oh my goodness. Okay. Arranges the dishes every night. Well, you guys are definitely on the right track. Let's take a look. Kisses the dishes. That would be interesting. Okay. Hi, David. Thank you for joining. Let's look at the correct answer. Ah, my brother washes the dishes every night. Okay. So, wash is the verb that I chose, and I put ES because wash ends in SH. Remember, if the root verb ends in SH, we need to add ES. Especially because the noun, my brother, is a he, right? Remember, he, she, it. We add ES for verbs that end in SH. But I saw a lot of other good answers. Cleans the dishes works. So does the dishes. I'm sorry. My brother does the dishes. My brother cleans the dishes. Those also make sense. Now, so does my brother breaks the dishes, or what was it? Kisses the dishes. But those are kind of silly answers. You guys know that, right? Okay, so let me read the sentence a few more times. My brother washes the dishes every night. I hope you guys are practicing the pronunciation with me. My brother washes the dishes every night. My brother washes the dishes every night. Okay. And Lily and UK Android asked, why not does? And that is totally fine. You can say my brother does the dishes every night. Okay. Wilson asks, is it a regular or irregular verb? In this case, it would be considered irregular because we don't just add es. Let's move on to question number 4. All right, here's a tricky one. We have 2 blanks to fill. So go ahead and write your answer. So in this one, you'll need to put 2 different verbs. Make sure you separate them with a comma or a slash so we can see which 2 verbs you think are the answer. Oh, Robin asks, what is that noise? And that is the garbage truck. The garbage men are picking up our trash. Okay, thank you so much for your great answers. There are, again, different answers that could work. Let's take a look at what I chose as the answer. Okay, we're still getting in a few. Thank you for your submissions. Here we go. He doesn't study English very well. He always fails his tests. Okay, so let's take a look. First, we have the negative doesn't. He doesn't. So we don't have to change or conjugate the verb. We use the root verb. He doesn't study English very well. Okay, I know some of you put understand, speak. Those are fine. Okay, but just make sure that we use the root verb over there. Here, we use the root verb. He doesn't speak or understand. In my sentence, study is the word I used. He doesn't study English very well. Okay, and then let's look at the next sentence. He always fails his tests. I think a lot of you put fail or fails. In this sentence, the fails would be the correct answer with the s, because the pronoun is he. Remember that for most simple past tense verbs, we simply add an s if the pronoun is he, she, or it. Now we have the word always between he and fails, but that doesn't matter. We keep it the way it is. He doesn't study English very well. He always fails his tests. He doesn't study English very well. He always fails his tests. He doesn't study English very well. He always fails his tests. Okay. Let's move on to the last question on the test. Here you go. Please take a look and let me know in the chat what you think is the correct answer. Okay, I see prepares, pays, treat, buys, eats, cooks. I see a lot of different answers for this one. Okay, and remember that there can be more than one answer. So I don't want you to be disappointed if I chose a different verb because many verbs could work here. But let's take a look at my answer. My friend is awesome. He always buys my dinner. I mean, that would be pretty nice, right? So again, we see a verb that ends with the vowel and a y, right? The root verb is buy. It ends with the vowel u and then y. In that case, we just add an s for he, she, and it. My friend is awesome. He always buys my dinner. My friend is awesome. He always buys my dinner. My friend is awesome. He always buys my dinner. But if you guys put prepares or makes, things like that, cooks, all of those make sense. Okay, so good job. All right, well, let's take a look here. How did you do on this test? I think a lot of you guys did a great job. Oh, Kiramat asked, do you say buys my dinner or buys me dinner? Both actually are fine. Buys my dinner means that this friend buys the dinner that I'm going to eat. And buys me dinner means that they buy dinner for me. So you can use either one, Kiramat. Lily, it would be nice to have a friend like that, right? Okay, so thank you, Akim. I'm glad that you liked the grammar test. Now is a good time to ask me any questions you have, but I want you to try to focus on what we learned today, okay? About the simple present. Do you have any questions about the simple present? Okay, let's go back, Esan, to the grammar rules. Let me make sure. All right. When do we use the simple present tense? Here are 5 basic rules, okay? So take a look at these. And I will be happy to answer more questions. UK Android asks, he does play cricket. What about this? Normally it would be more proper to say he plays cricket. Someone might say he does play cricket if somebody asked, does this person play cricket? Right? You saw the does in the beginning. So you could use the word, or you could use the answer he does play cricket simply to emphasize that he does do this action. Grace asks that in some books they use the simple present, and some books use the past tense. Both are okay. However, the rule of thumb is when you're telling somebody about a book or a movie that you watched, you usually use the present tense, the simple present tense. Kun, Woodrow, thank you. I do think it's a good test for beginners as well. Ijaz, today we're going to focus on simple past tense, but just to give you a quick answer, verbs show an action, something that someone's doing usually or does, and an adjective describes a person, place, or thing. That's a simple answer for you. Okay. Esan asked, what's a stative verb? And I shared earlier that stative verbs usually are verbs that are related to feelings, relationships, people's senses, things like that. These are not, you don't hear the term stative verbs that often. Okay. Lady Lion asks, many British people drink tea. Why do we use drink and not drinks? Okay, that's a good question. So the noun here is British people, right? British people. If we change that to a pronoun, it would be they, right? They drink tea. For they, for the pronoun they, we use the root verb. We don't add s or es or ies. We don't do that. We just use the base form of the verb, the root verb. I hope that answers your question. Okay. Okay, we just have a few more questions. What is correct? Everything is okay or everything are okay? Thiago, the correct answer would be everything is okay. Akim, Kim says he is not ready to go. That's correct. Yes, Kim is the pronoun would be he, so we add s to say. All right, Kiramat asks, I impressed or I am impressed? Kiramat, the correct answer would be I am impressed. All right. And as Robin has just stated, we are going to be wrapping up soon. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. I had a wonderful time today. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson and that you learned a lot and that you got a lot of practice. So I hope that you will be here again for next week when we do lesson 2. Please make sure to support us by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and connecting with us through social media. And any help and support is appreciated. So again, thank you so much for your questions and your answers, and I will see you next week.